That night, the streets were quieter, lights going softly, a calm after everything. Thong and Jungkook walked side by side and intertwined. Thong was eating a strawberry stick, swaying their hands slightly. "You're going to finish that alone?" Jungkook teased. Thong smirked, jealous. Before Jungkook could reply, a sharp voice called, "Jungkook?" Jungkook's grip tightened instantly. He knew that voice. Hobie. He walked toward them fast, anger clear on his face. Locked on Thong before anyone could react. Slap. The sound echoed. Thong's face turned to the side. The strawberry stick fell from his hand, rolling on the ground. He slowly lifted his head, touching his stick, silent. Hobie's voice was flooded with rage. "How dare you touch my brother? You don't deserve him." Jungkook stepped forward immediately. "Young, stop." But Hobie raised his hand slightly, stopping him. "You stay out of this, Jungkook." His eyes burned as he looked at Thong again. "He manipulated you once. I won't let him do that again." Jungkook shook his head quickly. "Young, he is not hurting me anymore." Hobie turned to him sharply. "He did in the past, and I won't let you forget that. He can't do it again." "No, Young, he won't," Jungkook insisted. But Hobie wasn't listening. "Not at all. Ali. For few days," Hobie snapped. "And you get involved with him again?" "It's not like that," Jungkook said desperately. "We talked it out. Please, just listen to me." "No." Hobie cut him off. "There's nothing to listen to." He grabbed Jungkook's wrist firmly, pulling him. Then he looked at Thong one last time. Cold. "He is not worth your forgiveness. Let's go." Thong didn't move, didn't speak. Just stood there, head lowered, cheek still stinging, hand heavier than ever. "Young, wait." Jungkook tried to pull back. "At least listen." But Hobie didn't stop. He dragged Jungkook to the car, opened the door, and pushed him inside. "Young, this isn't fair." The door slammed shut. Hobie got in, started the engine, and drove away, leaving Thong behind alone on the street, hand still on his cheek, eyes slowly filling. But he didn't wipe his tears this time. He just stood there watching the car disappear like he had lost him all over again. The car ride was silent but not calm. It was tense. Jungkook kept glancing at Hobie. "Young, please listen to me." "I am listening." Hobie cut in sharply, eyes still on the road. "And I don't like what I am hearing." "Young, he hurt you once." Hobie continued, his voice tight with anger. "And you were in pain for years, Jungkook." Jungkook cleared his hands. Hobie continued, "He left you, didn't even come back to talk to you, didn't explain, didn't fix anything." His grip on the steering wheel tightened. "And now suddenly he is sorry?" Jungkook swallowed. "People changes." Hobie let out a bitter scoff. "After years?" He shot. "After leaving you to suffer alone?" Jungkook shook his head. "I wasn't alone." "You were," Hobie snapped. "I saw you." That made Jungkook fall silent for a second. "I saw how you stopped smiling like before," Hobie continued. "How you pretended you were fine." His voice lowered. "How you kept waiting even when you said you weren't." Jungkook looked down. "I did wait." "And what did it give you?" Hobie asked immediately. "Pain, silence, years. You can't get back. A past. Can he return those years to you?" Jungkook didn't answer because he couldn't. "Can he give you back all those nights you couldn't sleep?" Hobie pressed on. "All those times you stares at your phone hoping he would text?" His voice cracked silently, but he kept going. "Can he erase the way you questioned yourself? The way you thought maybe you weren't enough?" "Young," Jungkook whispered. "No, answer me," Hobie said, finally glancing at him. "Can he pay for that?" Silence. "He can't, Jungkook," Hobie said firmly. "He can't." Jungkook took a deep breath, then looked at him. "He can't undo the past," he said quietly. "But he is trying now." Hobie shook his head. "That's not enough." "It is for me." That made Hobie pause, just for a second. Jungkook continued, voice steadier now. "I am not the same person I was back then, young, and neither is he." Hobie didn't respond. "I saw him today," Jungkook said softly. "Really saw him. A bus. He regrets it more than you think." "Regret doesn't fix anything," Hobie replied. "No," Jungkook agreed. "But it means he knows he was wrong." Another silence. The car finally stopped outside their house, but neither of them get out. I am not asking you to forgive him, Shanku said. I am asking you to trust me. Hobie looked at him. I trust you, he said, a buzz. But I don't trust him. Shankuk nodded slowly. That's okay. He reached for the door, then stopped. But don't take him away from me again. He added softly that hit somewhere deeper. Hobie didn't answer, didn't agree, didn't refuse, and the silence said everything. The silence stayed between them for a moment, thick, unresolved. Shankuk opened the car door, stepped out, Hobie followed. Inside the house, everything felt normal, too normal, like nothing had just happened. Shankuk walked in first, but didn't go far. He stopped in the middle of the living room, turning back. Young, Hobie sighed, running a hand through his hair. I don't want to fight with you, he said. Then don't, Shankuk replied quietly. Hobie looked at him, frustration still there, but now something is to worry. You don't understand, Hobie said. I saw you break. Shankuk's gaze softened slightly, and I saw you trying to fix me. He replied. Hobie clenched his jaw. That's my job, and trusting me is mine. Shankuk said. That made Hobie buzz again. Shankuk stepped closer, not defensive, not angry, just steady. I am not that kid anymore, young, he said. The one who didn't know what to do when things fell apart. A small buzz. I know what I am doing now. Hobie let out a slow breath. And what if you are wrong? Shankuk didn't hesitate. Then I will deal with it. And if he hurts you again? Shankuk's expression didn't change. Then I will walk away. Hobie searched his face, like he was trying to see if he mean it, if he really could. You won't, Hobie said, because he knows his brother well. Shankuk smiles faintly. Maybe not before, but now I can. Silence again. Hobie looked away, shaking his head slightly. I don't like this. I know. I don't trust him. I know. And I am still going to wash him. Hobie added. Shankuk nodded. You're sure? That surprised him. Hobie glanced back at him. You are okay with that? Shankuk shrugged lightly. If it helps you trust me, then yeah. Hobie stares at him for a long second, then finally his shoulders dropped just a little. You really have grown up, he muttered. Shankuk smiled softly. Indeed, young, I am not that crying kid anymore, right, young? Hobie didn't smile but didn't agree either. Go to your room, he said after a moment. Cool your head. Shankuk nodded, trying to leave, but before he could go, Hobie spoke again. Shankuk, he stopped. Turning back, Hobie hesitated just for a second. Then, if he makes you cry again, his voice hardened. I won't stay quiet next time. Shankuk held his gaze, then nodded slowly. Fair enough. And with that, he walked away, leaving Hobie alone in the living room. Standing there, thinking, watching the door, Shankuk disappeared through, like he was preparing himself for something he still didn't fully accept but couldn't stop anymore. Next day, the corridor buzzed with noises, students moving, talking, laughing. But for Jungkook, everything blurred because he saw Thong standing a little ahead, alone. Jungkook's step moved forward, but a hand grabbed his wrist. Firm. Hobie. Stay, he said quietly. Jungkook frowned. Young. But then Thong started walking toward them slowly, carefully, head lowered. Every step felt heavy, like he was walking into judgment. He stopped in front of me, didn't look up, didn't dare to. He bowed his head. I'm sorry, young. Hobie didn't move, didn't soften. He simply crossed his arms. Sorry, he repeated, almost amused. That's all? Thong swallowed, his fingers clenched at his side. I know it doesn't change anything, he said quietly. It doesn't change what I did. It doesn't change the past. His voice stayed low but steady. It doesn't bring back the years we lost. It doesn't take away the pain. Shankuk tightened hearing that. It doesn't change the fact that you saw your brother suffer because of me. Thong continued a buzz. Then softer, but still I am sorry, and I promise I won't let that happen again. Shankar stepped in quickly. Young, look at him. He said, he is serious. He regrets it. His voice softened. Please forgive him. Hobby let out a short laugh, looking at Jungkook. You are still the same, he said, too soft. Then he looked back at Tong, cold, sharp. My brother is new, he said, but I am not. I don't trust you. Tong nodded slowly. You shouldn't. That made Hobby pause for a second. I am not asking you to trust me. Tong continued. I want to earn it. Hobby tilted his head. And how will you do that? Tong didn't hesitate. I will do whatever you say. Shankuk eyes widened. Tai, don't. Hobby is covered into a face mark. Anything? Anything. Tong said without any hesitation. Hobby took a step closer, voice calm, too calm. Then prove it. Shankuk shook his head immediately. Young, stop this. Bend down, Hobby said, ignoring him. Silence fell around them. Even the nearby student had gone quiet. And rub your nose on my feet. Hobby added. Say, you won't hurt my brother again. Shankuk froze. Young, he snapped. What are you doing? He won't do that. I will. Tong said, not letting Jungkook go further. That single sentence stopped everything. Jungkook turned to Tong. You won't. Tong finally looked at him, eyes dull but calm. I will. No, Jungkook said firmly. You don't have to prove anything like this. Tong's gaze softened just slightly. If this makes him believe me, then I will. I already believe you. Jungkook shouted, almost shouted. That's enough. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Cook. Hobby interrupted sharply. I am not anyone. I am your brother. Jungkook clenched his jaw. Then act like one. Don't do this. But Tong had already moved. Slowly, he bent down on his knees. Jungkook breathed issued. Tai, stop. Hobby watched, arm crossed, silent. Tong bent forward, head lowering, closer to Hobby's feet. I won't hurt him again, he whispered. And just as he was about to go further, Shanku stepped forward, grabbing his arm, pulling him up instantly. Enough. Shanku snapped, his voice shook, but his grip didn't. He pulled Tong behind him, standing between him and Hobby, eyes burning now. He don't need to prove anything like this, Shanku said firmly, and I won't let you humiliate him for loving me. The corridor felt completely silent. Every eye was on them. Shanku stood in front of Tong protectively, moving. Hobby's expression hardened. Move, Jungkook. No. That one word, firm, unshaken. Hobby took a step forward. You are choosing him over me? Jungkook didn't step back. I am not choosing anyone over you, he said. I am choosing what's right. Hobby let out a dry laugh. What's right? He repeated. Letting the same person broke you walk back in life. Nothing happened? It's not like nothing happened. Jungkook replied, his voice steady. Everything happened. We faced it. You faced it. Hobby snapped. Or you just forgive him because you couldn't let go? Jungkook's jaw tightened. I forgive him because I understood. Understood what? Hobby shot back. That he didn't trust you, that he left you, that he was a kid. Jungkook said. That made Hobby pause for a second. We both were, Jungkook continued. We didn't know how to handle things back then. And now you do? Hobby asked sharply. Yes, Jungkook said without hesitation. Silence. Hobby looked at him, searching for doubt, fear, anything, but Jungkook didn't look away. And if you are wrong, Hobby asked again. Jungkook took a step, breathed, and said, then I will deal with it. Hobby's eyes flickered, but his tone stayed hard. And if he hurt you again? Jungkook didn't even blink. He won't. Hobby scoffed. You are that sure? No, Jungkook admitted a pulse. But I am willing to trust him again. That hit differently. Hobby's gaze shifted past him to Tong, still standing there, silent, head slightly lowered. You, Hobby said coldly. Tong looked up slowly. You think in saying sorry is enough? Hobby asked. Tong shook his head. No. You think standing there quietly makes you better? Hobby continued. No. Then what makes you think I should even consider this? Tong took a breath, then spoke, not looking away this time. Nothing. That caught him off guard. I don't expect you to accept me. Tong continued. I don't expect you to forgive me. A pause. But I am not going anywhere. Shankuk glanced back at him. I heard him once, Tong said. I know that. His voice didn't shake now. I will spend however long it takes proving I won't do it again. Hobie stares at him silent. You don't have to believe me today, Tong added, or tomorrow. A small pause. But one day you will. The confidence in that wasn't arrogance, it was quiet, earnest. Bobby looked between them, Shankuk standing firm, unwavering, Tong not backing down, but not demanding anything either. A long silence passed. Then Hobby exhaled slowly. I still don't trust you. Tong nodded. I know. And I'm not going to pretend I'm okay with this. I don't expect you to. Hobby's gaze hardened again. But if you hurt him, again, a buzz. This time dead serious. I won't stop at a slap. Shankuk frowned slightly. Young. I mean it, Hobby said, not looking at him, eyes fixed were still on Tong. Tong didn't flinch. You won't have to. Another silence. Then Hobby stepped back. Just one step, but it was enough. Not acceptance, not approval, but not rejection either. He looked at Shankuk. Don't come crying to me later. Shankuk let out a small breath. I won't. Hobby shook his head, running away. We will see. And then he walked off, leaving them there. Shankar stood still for a moment, then slowly turned, looking at Tong. Are you okay? Tong let out a small breath, a weak smile forming. I have been through worse. Shankar frowned slightly. Don't choke. Tong looked at him, then said softly, Thank you. Shankar didn't answer, he just reached for his hand, and this time Tong held it tighter. The campus was already buzzing, students moving around, classes starting normal until they walked in. Side by side, Shankuk, Tong, hand intertwined like it was the most natural thing in the world. And just like that, everyone stopped. Not literally, but it felt like it. Whispers spread instantly. Wait, is that? No way. They are holding hands. Aren't they enemies? Since when does this happen? Tong heard it, of course he did. His grip tightened slightly. Shankuk noticed it. He squeezed back, reassuring. Relax, Shankuk murmured. Tong scoffed quietly. Easy for you to say. Shankuk smirked a little. You are the one who didn't let go. Tong rolled his eyes. I didn't say that. Your hand did. A group of students passed by, whispering louder. Now, this is insane. They were literally fighting yesterday. What even happened overnight? Tong exhaled slowly. This is so annoying. Shankuk glanced at him. Want to let go? Tong didn't even hesitate. No. Shankuk's lips curved slightly. Thought so. They kept walking, ignoring the stare, ignoring the noises, but the tension, it wasn't the same anymore. Near the main building, some of Shankuk's friends approached, completely stunned. Bro, one of them said, blinking. You good? Another pointed at their hand. Explain. Shankuk shook it casually. Nothing to explain. Tong snorted. Yeah, right. From the other side, Tong friends stood frozen. One of them whispered loudly. Did we miss a whole season of or something? Then Eugene stepped forward, eyes moving from their hand to their faces, to their hands again. So, this is real, she said quietly. Tong didn't reply, Shankuk didn't either, but neither of them let go, not even for a second, because for the first time, they weren't holding it. They weren't denying it. They weren't fighting it. They were just walking forward together like they should have done years ago. When they entered the classroom, it didn't take even a second. All eyes were already on them. But this time, it wasn't just about them holding hands. There, near the back wall, were stacks boxes, cartoons filled with to the top, bring yellow banana milk. The whole class went silent for a second. Then, what the hell? Is that for real? Who bought this many? Shankar stepped poking, blinking, then looking at Tong. Did you do that? Tong shrugged casually. Yeah, I did. That was all it took. Shankar rushed forward the stacks immediately, like a kid. He crouches down, opening one of the cartoon quickly. His eyes widened. There's so many, he muttered, almost in disbelief. People around him leaned closer. Is he actually going to drink that? How many are there? Who even buy this for him? Move, Tong said suddenly, firm, protective. Back off. It's not for you. Everyone stepped back a little, confused, watching. Tong nodded toward Shankuk. It's all for him. That's starting. Another wave of whisper. All of it? Are you serious? Shankuk didn't care. He had already taken one, popped the straw in, and took a sip. His shoulder relaxed instantly, eyes softening, a small genuine smile appearing. It's cold, he said softly. Tongue washed him, and for a second everything was faded. Jungkook took another sip, then looked at him. This is your way of asking forgiveness? Tongue tilted his head slightly. Yeah, a buzz. Smile after everything, seeing him like that again. Tong didn't hesitate. He leaned in and kissed Jungkook's cheek. The entire classroom gasped. What the hell? Did he just no way in class? That to your enemy. What the fuck is going on in the class? No, you should ask what the hell is going on between two enemies. Shankuk froze for a second, straw still between his lips, eyes wide, then slowly. His ears turned red. Tong just walked past him casually like nothing happened and sat down beside him. The whispers didn't stop. If anything, they get louder. Enemies to this? This is insane. Someone explain? Shankuk sat down next to him, still holding the banana milk, still slightly stunned. He glanced sideways at Tong. You are crazy. Tong smirked faintly. Only for you. Shankuk looked away quickly, trying to hide his smile but failing completely. Evening fell softly, painting the sky in warm shade, and somehow, without saying much, they both ended up there. The same garden, the one they used to run through as kids, the one that held their laughter and their quietest memories. Cherry blossoms swayed slightly above them, petals falling with the breeze. Shankuk glanced at Tong. You remember this place? Tong smiled faintly. How can I forget? Their hands found each other naturally, fingers intertwining, like they had always belonged that way. They walked slowly under the soft rain of pink petals. No rush, no noise, just them. At one point, Jungkook reached up, carefully tucking a fallen cherry blossom into Tong's hair. Tong blinked. What are you doing? Jungkook stepped back slightly, admiring him. It suits you. Tong scoffed softly, but his lips curved just a little. Then a sound caught their attention. Laughter, shouting. They both turned. A group of kids playing football, running, falling, laughing like nothing else mattered. Or a second, both of them just watched. Silence. Then Jungkook looked at Tong, that familiar spark in his eyes. Should we? Tong raised a brow. You are serious? Jungkook grinned. Very. They walked over. The kids buzzed, looking at them curiously. Can we play? Shankuk asked, almost excited. The kid exchanged a look, then one of them shrugged. Okay. And just like that, they were in, running, chasing the ball, arguing over passes, laughing loudly. For a moment, they weren't college students, weren't enemies, weren't broken. They were just Thai and Cookie all over again. Tong bumped into Shankuk. Pass properly. Shankuk laughed. You are just slow. I am not slow. They played until their breaths grew heavy, until their legs gave up, until laughter replaced everything else. Finally, they dropped onto the grass, side by side, staring up at the sky, chest rising and falling, still smiling. A comfortable silence settled, so peaceful. Shankuk turned his head slightly, looking at Tong. Tell me something. Tong emit tired. What? Jungkook was softened. Tell me you will never leave me. Tong turned his head, meeting his gaze. No hesitation this time, no fear, no running. Never. They They just looked at each other for a long moment. Then slowly Jungkook reached for him and Dong met him halfway. Their lips met, soft, gentle, like a promise, under the cherry blossom, where everything had once begun. They found each other over again, and this time they stayed.